Well, I got 20 acres to spray here, and I want to put 14 gallons of water and product per acre. So that's what, 280 gallons total. This thing is a 2-gallon sprayer. So I got to fill this thing 140 times. What's that now? I better get moving. Man, the heck with this thing. That's gonna take too long. How about we use this sprayer instead? So I'm over here at one of my buddy's fields. I think there's like around 70 acres over here. So I'm gonna help him out and do some spraying today. Got the Case IH MX135, good running tractor with the Demco 850 sprayer. So we should make quick work of this field here. You see how wide the boom is? We're looking at 60, I think it's 65 feet wide. Pretty sure that's what it is, 60 or 65. Pretty wide. We'll go ahead and get this back section sprayed, and then we'll move down. Once we get up front, you'll be able to see it. The camera won't do it justice, but there's a lot of elevation change from up here at the top of this field down to the bottom. So we got this monitor here. Tells us what we're spraying, how much we're spraying. It's all run by GPS, and it also has automatic shutoffs for the each nozzle. So let's get our pump going here. We're on spray. Should be good to go. We're on that. There's our master switch. And we're spraying. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with the automatic nozzles on this monitor. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera or not, but as you're spraying, it paints everything that you've sprayed in green, kind of like a farming simulator game. This red line, so I basically just got to keep this orange arrow on the red line, and it'll tell me which way I need to go. And if I overlap, which I'm about to touch over here, I gotta watch this tree ahead of me. If it overlaps where you already sprayed, it's supposed to shut off and then turn on where you did spray, but that's not working for some reason. So I'm just doing it manually right now. So I'm gonna watch this tree here. Tight squeeze when you got that much boom sticking out. So when I get up there to the edge where I've already sprayed, right now I'm just shut it off, make my turn. It's definitely muddier over here than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if this camera does it justice, but there's a lot of fall from the top here where I'm at to the bottom where those barns are way down there. There's 40, 50 feet of elevation change easily, probably more than that. But got a squiggly line I'm trying to follow here where I went around the tree, then I'll straighten back up. But like right there, I just overlapped, and it's super nice when these things are working, because then you're not wasting any product where you've already sprayed. But for whatever reason, it's not working right now, so you gotta do it manually, which is still having this map letting you know where you sprayed, you know, without any foam markers on the edge. It's pretty tough to tell. So this map definitely helps. So far I've done 9.95 acres, and hopefully this thing starts working. I'll spray this back piece without it, I'm down to 700 gallons right now. Started with 850, so we'll keep trucking here. Hopefully it works out, starts working again. That's the thing with any type of electronics, computers, monitors, GPSs. Super nice when they're working, and everybody loves it, but when they're not working, it's a pain in the butt. And then you just got to go back to manual style, which that's how I used to always spray before he got this set up. So we'll just do that again. Yeah, click it on. And this is a burn down, so, and it's not super weedy over here, so it's not critical that we get every single weed. This is all going to be tilled up anyway. This is going to be beans this year, so, but it's definitely nice to get ahead of mare's tail and anything else that is tough to kill in a soybean crop. It's muddy. Tractor's slipping and sliding. I'm in four-wheel drive. You don't have that.
Hey, I hope everybody's doing good out there. I just wanted to explain real quick what I'm doing in this video. So obviously I'm spraying some crop fields here. What type of spraying I'm doing is called burn down, and basically what that means is you're getting in these fields before you do any tillage, you didn't do any planting, anything. You're just trying to get a hold of these weeds early on in the spring before they get a hold. And just helps later on if weeds pop up. If you get a hold of these early ones, it's easier to take care of weeds later on. There's different types of spraying. If you planted your field already and the crops have not come up yet, that's called pre-emerge. If you've planted your field and the crops did come up, that's called post-emerge, and you use different chemicals for those different types of spraying. So I probably was in the tractor, I don't know, 22, 23 hours spread out over a couple days here. And I got a ton of footage, but I tried to condense it down. So this video, it's a little bit longer than normal. It's an hour long, but it give you a good idea of what it's like being out there spraying. So sit back, enjoy, and leave me a comment if you like seeing this type of content, and I'll try to keep it coming. So take care.
Now we're spraying. A little bit muddier up in here than I thought it would be, but let's take our time and see how we do. There they spraying. Get away from these tree branches. She sticks out wide. Gotta remember, every time you take a turn, it changes the position of the end of that boom, so you got to be careful. tipping over on me. She tippy over here, boy. Woo! Steep country. I gotta come up a little bit. It's a steep little hill right here. I don't like this one too much. Yeah, I don't know how those guys farm down southern Ohio. You get on some of them steep hills down there, jeez, oh man. You gotta be a few beers in, or a little crazy, or maybe both. But you get these narrow tractors set up for spraying, it makes me nervous. Alright, now we're on a straight run. Get away from them trees. I don't need to be hooking up no nozzles and no trees today. I have enough problems. Alright. You guys want to see what's going on up ahead here? Let me turn you around this way. How's that? Do you see? I can see. Can you see? I guess it's more important that I see, huh? That's where the heck I'm going. I see a big tree down up ahead is what I see. There, how's that? It's not too bad. Gotta see what's going on, kid ya? We're going this way. And we're spraying, but still having trouble with the GPS. Or the automatic nozzles, I should say. I hope that starts working here, because it's a pain in the butt without it. I mean, you can still do it, and I'm doing it. It's just, I hate to waste chemical going over the same spots. I mean, you got the map, so you can kind of see, and I can shut off a couple banks of nozzles, like I can shut off that end, which is like 5 or 6 nozzles, and then turn it back on. We're gonna clear that tree. Yep. You betcha. Yeah, when you got this much boom, you gotta be on your toes. Like I said, you make a turn and that boom is going all kinds of different directions than you are, so you gotta really see what's going on. Looked like there was a tree here when they were harvesting, and it's gone now, so I'm okay to drive through this. Looks like they pushed it that way. Always gotta look at something like that. It's like, why are those stalks still standing? Well, there was a tree there. Now it's over there. Some good firewood. Make my turn here, go around this little point. Get too close to the grapevine there. Them grapevines they'll pull you in. Hanging out there. And there you go. Little snake edge effect. Yeah. But I do like farming though. Running equipment, running tractor, especially nice equipment like this. You get spoiled. Like I always tell my kids, if you're using some old stuff, old technology, old tools all the time, and you never get in anything or use a tool that's like modern, then you don't know what you're missing. But if you're running some old equipment, and then you get in something nice like this that has air conditioner and a radio, all kinds of creature comforts. And then you go back to that old one again, you're like, man, I really like to have a nice one. And when you spend this much time, you know, my buddy here, he's farming probably right around 800 acres total. So you spend a lot of time in the seat of a tractor or a combine. You gotta have something comfortable, or it just makes for long extra days. Now here's where we started. So I need to shut this off. I'm gonna ring this thing again. Shut that off. Come over here. Come back around at this side. Get back on our line. See, I'm overlapping too much there. Get back on our red line, which is, I'm about to come into this corner, so I'm gonna shut off that bank. That'll save a little bit of chemical. Now I can shut off this bank. And then come into here. I can shut all of them off, turn that back on, make my turn. Now I gotta go snake style back around this edge. Man, I wish that GPS was working. But it's not. See, I turn it off, the whole thing turns off. No. It is. It's always something. Always something. Yeah, this is a beautiful farm over here. So this drops all the way down, like I said, from the top to the bottom. You're at least 50, 60 foot. Probably more than that of elevation change. I know this camera doesn't do it justice, but we're about to go over this hill here and let it all down. So now we can just straighten up and stay on my line here. And then these little dots up here tell you which way I need to turn. If it's solid green in the center, I'm right on the money. And I'm one off right now. I'm just try to keep it there. Now we're just right there. This tractor isn't set up with auto steer, but a lot of them are. And then it just steers it, the whole thing. And then you're really efficient then. Save on fuel, save on chemicals, seed, fertilizer, you name it. But we're on manual steer operation today. And we still have about 400 gallons left. We're gonna get this real steep part done, which is fine by me. I don't want to do that steep part when I got a full 850 gallon back there. It makes me nervous. All right, I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. See that farm down there? Sure is pretty, ain't it? A campground right across the road. You betcha. There's a real steep part here. Woohoo! Hang on. This is the steepest part of this field. And like I said, I'd rather do it on a half-empty tank than the sprayer. A lot less weight. This tractor's got to pull up this steep hill here. We're about to go down the steepest part right here. I'm sure this camera doesn't do it justice, but take my word for it, it's steep. You see where all the water was rushing through all these corn stalks. Turn off those edges there, don't need that. Let's turn everything off so it goes back on. Now I'll get lined back up again. It's gonna be over here, side hill. So I'm not real crazy about that either. Keep working. Keep working. Well, we got good news, folks. The GPS, automatic shutoffs, everything is working properly. So my buddy stopped in, reset it. He knows more about it than I do. So she's back working. Makes life a lot easier. But as you can see, this map is all green. This field here, we had to reset it. So this one here showing 16.9 acres up front. Plus the back, 60, like 59 point something. So it's pretty right. But we're going to go down the road. Got another 65 acres to do, and then we'll go from there. So I'll bring you along for the road trip here. We're about to leave here in a minute. After I eat my oatmeal pie, come on. Alrighty then. We're ready to roll. Alright, four-wheel drive off. Hazard lights on. And we're off to see the wizards. Got a car coming, we'll wait for the car. Little air conditioning. It's getting warm. These cabs are like a greenhouse once the sun comes out. Come on, buddy. There you go. One field down, many more to go. A little bit of mud on the road, never hurt nobody. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. People don't like it, they can drive another road. Come on. You're going to have that out in the country. You want to live in the country, you got to deal with a little bit of mud on the road. Tractors on the road. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! I'm back at another field now. This one's about 20 acres, give or take. And then I got another probably 5 over there, another 20, probably maybe like 50 acres total to go, and then we'll be done for the day. So go ahead and get this started. And here we go. So far, the automatic nozzles have been working well, and that just makes things so much easier. You don't waste as much chemical, and it just makes for a very pleasurable spraying experience. And we're on a bit of a side hill right now. I know that camera doesn't do it justice, but this is a really hilly field back here. Definitely some elevation changes. But so far, so good. Whoa, a bit too close to that fence right there. I don't want the boom to get stuck on that. That would be no good. There's a bit of a washout here. Go slow over that so we don't break nothing on the tractor or the sprayer. When you got that much weight back there, it's hits you a good jolt, that's for sure. There we go. Get up to speed here. Painting good. So far, so good. Wow, that's a big old trees over here. That's a big old oak right there. Some big maples in there too. Yeah, come on, get up this old hill. There you go. That 135 horsepower running there. Old Cummins 5.9 in there. Can't beat these tractors. They run good. Yo! Too close to the edge there. That looked good. She looks alright though. There's almost done here for the day. Just refilled the sprayer a little bit ago. Probably ended up doing right around 140, 150 acres today. So definitely a lot quicker than that little hand sprayer. So we want to use this one.
All right, I'm gonna get back after it. Everything seems to be running good. Finish up these last couple fields and head her home.
Howdy. Well, I'm done spraying for the day. I'm getting on towards dark. It'll be dark by the time I get back to the farm. We got just over 100 gallons left. So I mixed a little bit extra on that last go around because I wasn't sure how much I was gonna have left or how many acres total, because I did a little piece around the barn and some other stuff, so too close to you. But anyways, we're heading back. Ended up doing 160, 170 acres today. So pretty good day. Had a little issues with the automatic nozzles there at the beginning, but other than that, once that got figured out, we were all set. So alrighty, I will catch back with you fellers and ladies. And all right then, I'm gonna shut her down for the day, or shut the camera off for the day, and head back. I'm starving. I gotta get something to eat. All right, take care. Good morning, folks. We're back at it out here. Second day of spraying. We're getting all the pre-spraying done, burned down as some folks call it, trying to get these weeds taken care of before they really get established, before the field is fit, before it's planted. It just helps knock those weeds down, and if you can get them when they're little like this, they don't have as good a chance of surviving and cutting into your yield, because if you got too many weeds in the field, it definitely affects yield, it affects your crop. So that's what we're doing today. Back here in the MX 135 and the Demco 850 sprayer. Not sure if I went over that much yesterday. So it'll hold 850 gallon. We're putting on 14 gallons per acre, so that works out to 60 acres per tank that we can spray. 60-foot boom. We got the GPS, which I had some issues with that yesterday, but we got that all figured out as far as the automatic nozzles. So shining into the sun here. It's a gorgeous day. It's supposed to be almost 80 today, so we're definitely fortunate. Some good weather. Fields are starting to dry. We got farmers all around us farming. There's a big farm right over there. Those guys been at it. I seen them out planting. There's another one across the freeway right there. Those guys are also out there planting. So we're getting after it. Ended up doing about 180 acres yesterday. Came into this field here, actually had a little bit left. It was right at dark, and I was able to go around the outside perimeter, so should have enough to knock this one out. And we're a little bit closer today. Yesterday I had some fields that were scattered about, so I had a lot of drive time on the tractor, and the tractor will go about 20 mile an hour, but that's not super fast when you got several miles to go. So the one field was probably a good 40-minute drive in the tractor to get there, but we got there, got those taken care of, and we're gonna keep plugging away. So the other cool thing that this tractor has, doesn't have auto steer, which auto steer is really cool, but let's turn that off before I get in trouble. So this tractor is equipped with this monitor and has a light bar. Basically how this works is it'll tell you how many feet, how many inches you're off, and what direction you need to travel, so you can keep that orange triangle right on that red line. And it's super helpful like I was saying yesterday, it helps keep things efficient. Auto steer is even better, but this tractor doesn't have auto steer, so this is the next best thing to auto steer. I've been in some tractors with auto steer, and it's definitely cool, and it makes things real easy. We'll get moving here, and I'll show you how this works. Kick on our automatic nozzles. And we're off. So if you watch that top green line, it's beeping at me, but we're spraying. As long as that green bar is behind us, we're spraying. But so right there, I need to go right 1 foot 4 inches. Now I'm right on within a couple inches. So that basically tells you where your center line is and what directions you need to turn. And you can see once you get to a spot where I already went, I'm coming into a corner here, it'll automatically start shutting things off. So if you look on the left of that green bar behind that orange triangle, it just shut off 2 banks of spray nozzles. Gotta slow down for this little waterway here. This is definitely rough. But yeah, so it's definitely helpful having all this technology for farming for sure. So I get up here to my headland where I've already sprayed. It'll shut all the nozzles off. I'm gonna make my turn. I come over to here. I'm trying to hold this as steady as I can. It's probably not real steady, but it's got some weird looking sweeps because last night I came in here and did a round and it didn't all show up painted green, but I know I did, so that's why it's painting that. And we just got an issue, see? And that happens. So what I gotta do, turn off this master switch. I always cycle the pump off, back up, get back to my spot where I've already sprayed. Try to keep it as straight as you can. Get back on my line, which should be about right there. All right, now we're going back forward. Pump on, nozzles on. And are we going to turn on? We are not. There we go. All right, folks. I got to check something out. I'll be back with you. Don't panic. I told you I'd bring you back. I had to check a couple connections. Sometimes all this bouncing around, connections loosen up. Electrical connections. There's a receiver on top of the roof of this tractor. So I checked all those. One seemed like it was a little bit loose, but I don't know. We're back in action right now. So we got, we're probably, these acres here aren't exactly accurate because I started, like I said, it rained last night as far as this tank goes. So I've probably only done 20 acres right now. And like I said, we can spray 60. So that means I got 50 more to go, and I'm definitely almost halfway there. So we should be in good shape as far as what I got left in the tank. Then I'll stop back at my buddy's farm, refill. And the next field I got is not super far away, maybe 10-minute tractor ride. And yeah, keep on trucking. Tractoring, I guess. One thing for sure, I don't mind being in a tractor on these gorgeous days, you get to see what nature has for us to offer. This morning, I seen deer already, I've seen turkey, seen some geese. I see the world waking up. I wasn't out here right at dawn, but let's see. Should be able to make this. There we go. You betcha. And anybody that's spent any time in a tractor, especially in a tractor when you're fitting big fields, it offers you a lot of time to think, contemplate things going on in your life. It's life in general. It's almost like you can put your brain in neutral while the tractor's in gear, and you can just think about things. And when you're operating a sprayer like this, there's a little bit more to pay attention to. You got these booms sticking out super wide on either side of you, so you always got to pay attention to that. Not that you don't have to pay attention when you're disking, but when you're in a huge field and there's nothing around for hundreds and hundreds of yards, and it's a little easier just to kind of sit back. And if you got a tractor that has auto steer, then basically you're just sitting there making sure things are running right and not running into anything. But so yeah, it offers you some time to think, and just it can be good and it can be bad too. You can start worrying about other things and things that you may or may not be able to control, and we all do that. It doesn't do us any good to worry about things that are out of our control, but you know, you worry about your family and take care of them and all that good stuff. At least I do. I'm running out here in these big fields. So we're making a little progress here. I'll jump over here to the, let's see, down that road. Whoa, that was rough. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lift up this boom a little bit because it's super bouncy and I don't need to be hitting that thing off the. There we go. And as you can see, I need to go to the left. Now I'm right on, now I'm right there, within a couple inches. And it's definitely nice having that, because when you look out into this field, all you see is corn stubble from last year's crop. And you know, you can count rows, but when you got a sprayer this big, it's hard to count rows as you're turning. This definitely makes it easier. When you're operating a little sprayer, it's a lot easier to count rows, and you can count how many you went. If your sprayer's covering 8 rows or 10 rows, and you split that difference, if you're covering 4 or 5 on one side, then you know what you got to count. On this sprayer, it's covering a lot of rows, so it's tough to do that counting. Well, I'm just rambling on now, so I'll bring you guys back later. Come on. You betcha. She can move, and I pray that someday I will find me a redneck girl. Yeah! Redneck girl likes to stay out all night long. Better turn that down. Don't get me in trouble, Bellamy Brothers. Ah, gimme a redneck girl. Hey, you know something else about riding in a tractor in a big old field out here like this? No traffic, come on. The only traffic I seen is some deer and turkeys, and they always yield to me. You betcha. She got a kiss on her lips for her man and no one else. So this is my joystick for the sprayer. These two open the wings up, these close it, these angle it up or down, and then this is the whole boom up and down. So not too complicated. guess what? The sun is about set, and I'm still spraying. We got the lights rolling on the old MX 135. Got about 200 gallons left. Filming with the cell phone right now because the GoPro doesn't like the darkness. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna finish out this tank. You got to be a little bit extra careful when it's nighttime. Try not to do a lot of nighttime spraying because it's just too many things can go wrong. Cost too much money to fix them all. But another 20 acres, give or take, and I'm gonna call it a night. So, all right, then. Catch you later.